Once upon a time, there was a small garden on the outskirts of an ancient village. It wasn't an especially large garden, nor particularly beautiful, but it had something that made people pause when they passed by, an inexplicable calm that seemed to emanate from its moss-covered stone walls. In this garden lived an elderly gardener named May. Each morning, when the sun had barely begun to gild the leaves of the trees, she would come out with her clay watering can and tend to her plants with a slowness that seemed outside of time. The neighbors said that May had lived there all her life, though no one really knew how old she was. One day, a young merchant named Lin arrived in the village. He came from the big city, where everything moved fast and the noise never ceased. Lin carried with him a heavy burden of worries. Business to attend to, money to earn, a future to build. His mind never rested, always planning, always thinking about what would come next. While searching for a place to stay, he passed by May's garden. Something about that place made his feet stop, though his mind kept racing. He saw the old woman kneeling beside a small stream that ran through the garden, simply watching the water flow. "Excuse me, ma'am," said Lin, peering through the open gate. "Could you tell me where the nearest inn is?" May looked up slowly, as if waking from a pleasant dream. Her eyes were clear and peaceful. "It's just at the end of this road," she answered with a voice as soft as wind through leaves. "But you look tired, young man. Why don't you sit for a moment?" Lin looked at his watch. He had things to do, places to be. But something in the old woman's invitation made him hesitate. Almost without realizing it, he found himself entering the garden and sitting on a wooden bench beside her. "I've been traveling," Lin said, feeling the need to fill the silence. "I have an important meeting tomorrow. A big contract. If it goes well, I'll finally have the security I've been looking for." May nodded gently as she poured water from her can onto some small flowers. "And then?" she asked. "Then?" "Yes. After you get that contract. Will you be at peace then?" Lin frowned. "Well, after that there will be other business, I suppose. You have to keep growing, expanding. There's always something more to do." "Like chasing the horizon," May said with a gentle smile. "No matter how much you walk, it's always the same distance away." Lin didn't know how to respond. They sat in silence for a moment, listening to the murmur of the stream. "Let me show you something," May said, standing up with a slowness that seemed unhurried. She led him to a corner of the garden where an old, gnarled tree grew. In its shade was a small pond. "Look at the water," she told him. Lin leaned over and saw his own reflection, distorted by the gentle ripples on the surface. "Do you see how it moves?" May asked. "The water never stays still. Each wave you see has already disappeared by the time you name it. And yet, the pond is here, peaceful, complete in every moment." "I'm not sure I understand," Lin admitted. "Your thoughts are like these waves," May explained. "They come and go. Your worries about tomorrow are like waves that haven't arrived yet. Your memories of yesterday are like waves that have already gone. But you, like this pond, are here now, complete, without needing the waves to be a certain way." Lin felt something strange in his chest, as if something tight was beginning to loosen. "But I have to plan," he protested softly. "I have to think about the future." "Of course," said May, returning to her watering can. "Rice is planted in spring if you want to harvest it in autumn. Planning is wise. But losing yourself in your plans is like forgetting you're standing on the ground while you dream of flying. You can do both. Plan and be present. The difference is in knowing which one you're doing." They sat again on the bench. The sun had climbed higher and the light played among the leaves, creating dancing patterns on the ground. "There was a dog that lived in this village," May began, with that voice that old people have when they tell stories. "A good and loyal dog. One night, he saw a shadow by an old wall. He barked at it for hours, convinced there was something there. The neighbors came and told him, "Dear dog, there's nothing there. It's only shadows." But the dog couldn't stop watching, convinced something was there. Lynn listened, mesmerized by the calm rhythm of the story. "We spend a lot of time," May continued, "barking at shadows, protecting things that don't need protection, worrying about a self that, when we look closely, is more like the water in this pond than a solid stone. Always changing, always flowing, never as fixed as we believe. Doesn't that feel scary?" Lynn asked. "Not having anything solid to hold on to?" May laughed, a sound like little bells in the wind. "Is the river scared of not being a stone? Is the rainbow afraid it can't be kept in a pocket? Things simply are what they are. The fear comes from wanting them to be different." Lynn closed his eyes. For the first time in years, he felt the weight of his body on the bench. He felt the breeze on his skin. He heard the song of a bird that had probably been there all along, but which he was only now noticing. "All this that you carry," May said softly. "These plans, these worries, this future Lynn you imagine you'll be after getting that contract. They're like a boat you used to cross a river. It was useful for crossing, yes. But now you're on the other shore. You don't need to carry it on your shoulders while you walk through the field." "But how do I let it go?" Lynn whispered, surprised to feel tears in his eyes. "You don't force it," May answered. "You simply see it. Like you see these flowers, this water, this light. When desire arises, you see it. When fear appears, you see it. You don't fight it, you don't feed it. You just observe it, like you'd watch a cloud pass through the sky. And clouds, dear Lynn, always pass." They remained in silence for a long while. Time seemed to have stopped in that little garden, or perhaps Lynn had stopped measuring it for the first time in his life. Finally, Lynn opened his eyes. "You know," he said slowly, "I don't even know if I really want that contract. I've been so busy chasing it that I never asked myself why." May smiled and poured water over the last flowers in the row. "The secret that's no secret," she said, "is simply being where you are. Eating when you eat. Walking when you walk. Planning when you plan, but then coming back here to this moment, to this breath. It's not complicated. But we forget. Again and again we forget." "And you never forget?" Lynn asked. "Oh, I forget constantly," May laughed. "The difference is that now I notice when I forget. And when I notice, I come back. Like coming home after a long journey. The home was always here. I was just walking in circles around it." The sun was beginning to slant toward the west. Lynn realized he had spent hours in that garden, and yet he didn't feel the urgency that normally consumed him. "I should go," he said, but without moving. "You should," May agreed. "And you'll come back when you need to. The garden is here. It's always been here." Lynn stood up, feeling lighter than he had in years. Something had changed, though he couldn't name exactly what. It was as if he had been carrying a heavy backpack for so long that he'd forgotten he was wearing it, and now, suddenly, he'd taken it off. "Thank you," he said, and the words seemed insufficient for what he felt. "Go peacefully," May replied, returning to her work with the plants. "Remember, short moment, many times. You don't need one great enlightenment. Just small awakenings again and again. Like watering a garden. Drop by drop." Lynn left the garden and walked toward the inn. But something had changed in the way he walked. His feet touched the ground with more awareness. He noticed the fresh air on his face. And when a thought about tomorrow's meeting arose, he saw it appear, noticed the small tension it brought with it, and then he let it go. Like a wave that comes and goes. That night, Lynn slept more deeply than he had slept in years. And in the small garden, May continued watering her flowers under the golden light of the sunset, smiling softly, knowing that another traveler had found the way home. Rest now. Like the water in the pond, complete in this moment. Like the flowers in the garden, simply being. Let sleep find you here in this peaceful place, where nothing needs to be different from what it is. Good night.